Good afternoon to you. Mark Suttle, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for Sunday, the 15th of September, midway through the month. I hope you're having a good Sunday, if I can spit it out. The latest satellite loop of Ingrid, Hurricane Ingrid, down in the southwest Gulf. Doesn't look very well organized, does it? Kind of a mishmash of clouds, one cluster here, another one here around the circulation center. Seems that there is some upper level wind shear coming in from the outflow of Tropical Storm Manuel down here in the eastern Pacific, and those high level winds coming out clockwise, running head on into Ingrid over here, whereas Ingrid is heading into it like that. So that opposing force, if you will, head on collision of upper level winds out of the west versus a westward moving tropical system equals not a very well organized system with Ingrid here. Nonetheless, this will bring a lot of rainfall to this region, and that's going to be a big problem. That was always the worry with this system. A little bit of a chance for it to organize more right before landfall here near Tampico and vicinity by tomorrow, late tonight or tomorrow. Maybe it can strengthen again if the outflow from Manuel decreases a little bit, but the wind and the surge elements not that much of a hazard compared to the copious amounts of rainfall that could be coming into this area. Broadening the shot to the rest of the Atlantic Basin, I want to show you high potential development chances out here, redevelopment really for Umberto. If we take a look at a satellite loop of the entire Atlantic Basin, most of it anyway, check out Umberto. It too getting sheared a little bit, but a very well defined center of circulation out here, and this looks like it's going to come around and re-strengthen quite substantially before catching a ride on the westerlies. I do expect that this will become a hurricane again. And on the bigger picture, you can see there's Manuel down in the eastern Pacific, and these upper level winds coming off of that, impacting Ingrid in a negative fashion. Still, lots of low pressure and unsettled weather over the entire region. Sea surface, sea level pressure is running quite a bit below the average down here. Looking at the global models, though, this is the GFS brand new run for today, the 12Z. Here's Ingrid down here in the Bay of Campeche, and there's Umberto way out in the Atlantic, in the open Atlantic waters. As we go through the next 5 days, I'm just going to go through each frame here. Here's 24 hours. So by tomorrow morning, Ingrid just about on shore. There's Umberto trying to make a comeback. For going out to 48 hours into time, Ingrid firmly on shore, though pieces of energy associated with the broad low pressure gyre down here still hanging around in the vicinity. And then there's Umberto making a little bit of a comeback, probably more substantially so over the next few days at 72 hours. Notice down in the Caribbean, in the Gulf of Mexico here, just general low pressure, 1,008 millibars and lower, but nothing coming together, no organized areas of convection noted, just lots and lots of low pressure down there over a broad area. We have that broad kind of spread out low pressure. It just takes a long time for something to come together, and more often than not, it never happens. You really need to focus that energy and bundle it into a tropical cyclone instead of having it spread out all over the place. And then you can see Umberto there starting to gain intensity in the GFS model. Finally, at 4 days out, this will be valid on Thursday morning. Still, all this low pressure down here, but nothing coming together in a bundled fashion, so that's good news, nothing concentrated. And there's Umberto trying to make a run at becoming a hurricane, I do believe, once again, probably stronger than when it was a hurricane down in this vicinity. It's just the way it is. Some of these storms intensifying out of the deep tropics, something we've been used to seeing these last few years, especially. Then, at 120 hours out in time, valid next Friday morning, check out Umberto, pretty strong. Indications are that it'll cut across the Atlantic, maybe impacting the British Isles here later next week into next weekend and beyond. We'll keep an eye on that. These systems can transition from these warm core tropical systems to more extratropical, where they are spread out over a larger area, and they do impact portions of Europe, the British Isles, and even the North Sea, believe it or not. They get over there riding those westerly winds up here, the jet stream, get a little boost of energy from the atmosphere, and they become these powerful storm systems over across the big pond, as it were. Well, that's it. Nothing serious forming over the next 5 days after we deal with Ingrid, but Ingrid will be a big flood threat. I do not want to diminish that at all, that potential for Mexico to have just extraordinary heavy rain, and the problems that come with that needs to be paid attention to very closely by people down in that region. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. That's it for me for today. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, my site. Check it out if you haven't already. Most of you probably have by now. Always an honor to do these videos for you on Hurricane Pro and HD. Appreciate the opportunity to be able to do so. I'll be back tomorrow with more.